Hey there, compliance officers and administrators. Perhaps you're wondering why I'm standing in our office reception with a peacemaker at my side. I'm here to protect our organization from the danger that might come through that door. Coronavirus, say hello to my little friend. A little over 100 years ago, the Spanish flu pandemic swept across the world, infecting 500 million people, about a third of the world's population at the time. The first wave of the flu lasted through the spring and summer of 1918, and it was relatively mild. Those most at risk were the sick and the elderly. The second wave hit in the fall of 1918, and it was far more deadly, victimizing adults who were still young and healthy. Then, mercilessly, a third wave hit in the spring of 1919, killing millions more. Jeffrey Taubenberger, one of the first researchers to sequence the genome of the 1918 virus, was recently quoted in the Washington Post. The most important thing to do is not just to understand 1918 as a historical phenomenon, but as an example of what could happen in the future. Epidemiologists like Taubenberger are concerned that today COVID-19 poses a similar risk, that a second wave may hit in late 2020 or sometime in 2021. For now, though, infections are down and businesses desperately need to reopen in order to prevent mass unemployment, bankruptcies, poverty, and an economic depression. In order to safely return to work, businesses need to keep the virus out of their workplaces to prevent its spread, or worse, an outbreak in their organizations. The Center for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, and other governmental organizations recommend Worksite Screening. Screening is defined as the identification of unrecognized disease in a population by means of tests, examinations, or other procedures that can be applied rapidly and easily. So why is screening so important? The Chinese Center for Disease Control released a study that found of the first 72,000 cases of COVID infection, 58,000 or 81% of infections showed only mild symptoms. So to prevent disease carriers with mild symptoms from spreading the disease, those that are showing only mild symptoms like fever, chest pain, or shortness of breath need to stay home. At Workhub, we've had a screening tool as a feature request on our product roadmap for some time. We thought it would be useful to check workers for adherence to site protocols, like ensuring workers were wearing steel-toed boots, that they had completed their site orientation, or that they knew where the muster point was. But the COVID crisis had the effect of a Mario Kart mushroom speed boost, rocketing worksite screening to the top of the priority list. The tool is ready now, and I'll quickly explain how it works. In the administrator portal, in the location detail, there's a tab called Worksite Screening. You can import questions from a template or another location, or create your own sections and screening questions. For example, you could add temperature check as a screening question, change the grant answer to less than 38 degrees Celsius, and change the deny answer to greater than 38 degrees Celsius. For any question, you can enable not applicable as an option and allow comments. When you save the screening tool, it will become available to users with permission in the worker portal. You can have workers check themselves into a worksite, or you can have a gate attendant or security guard screen workers and visitors as they arrive. To speed up the process of checking in and out, workers can open up their WorkerID app on their phone to be scanned in. This will populate the visitor's name and subcontractor company if appropriate. I will explain the WorkerID app in an upcoming video. It has a lot of cool features like having the worker's profile and compliance data available offline. Back in Workhub, the system will automatically create a visitor log and manifest of workers on the site at any given time. Workhub's site screening tool should help minimize the risk of an outbreak at your workplace and help trace affected workers in the hopefully reduced likelihood of an infection. Hey there, folks. Normally at the end of our videos, we show some bloopers and outtakes to inject a little humor into the otherwise dull topic that is workplace compliance. But the COVID crisis is no laughing matter. The Workhub staff want to wish you, your coworkers, and your families the good fortune in staying healthy and optimistic during this unprecedented, unnerving time.